For today, we're going to be talking about park tickets. This is a part of our Disney World 101 series. So, park tickets, what are they? What do they include? How much? Where can you buy them? Etc. We're going to go ahead and take a big deep dive into this today. Hi, welcome to the Enchanted Travel Company. My name is Haley. I am a travel agent who specializes in Disney vacation destinations. If you are interested in chatting about your next vacation, then go ahead and either visit the links in the description box below or leave a comment, and I'd be more than happy to talk about how we can make your next vacation the most magical one yet. If you have any questions or anything else that you want me to talk about more in depth, make sure that you leave a comment down below, and I will be sure to include that in one of our future videos. Alright, so we're going to start off with the absolute basic of Disney World park tickets. So we're going to start off with talking about the absolute basics of getting a Disney World park ticket. There are 4 different options that you can choose from. There is your standard ticket, which is 1 park per day. There is a park hopper ticket, a water and sports option, and then a park hopper plus option. Your most standard basic ticket is going to be your 1 park per day ticket. This allows you to visit one of the 4 main Disney theme parks per day. So you can visit either Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, or Hollywood Studios, and you can only visit that park once. The next option is going to be a park hopper ticket, and as of right now, January 2024, you are allowed to visit any of the 4 main parks at any point during the day. So if you want to start your day off in Animal Kingdom, and then let's say you're done by 10, you can go to Epcot, and then a few hours later you can go to Hollywood Studios, and then you can end your day with Magic Kingdom. So there's no limit on what parks you can visit or at what time. You can park hop to your heart's content with a park hopper ticket. The next option is going to be the water and sports option. You can add this onto your standard ticket or with your park hopper ticket, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But this will allow you to visit either of Disney's themed water parks. There are 2. Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. Now, as of right now, they kind of trade off which park is open. So if Typhoon Lagoon is open, more than likely Blizzard Beach would be closed, and vice versa. There will be a few times where they might both be open, but they do kind of trade off. But the water and sports option will allow you to add a visit to one of those water parks. For the sports part of this ticket, this allows you entrance to ESPN's Worldwide Sports Center. It allows you access to Disney's Oak Trail Golf Course for golf and their foot golf trail, as well as the mini golf courses. And then your final option is going to be your Park Hopper Plus. So you get the Park Hopper plus the water and sports option. So not only can you visit any of the 4 main parks, this will also include visits to the water parks or any of the sporting options. The next thing to consider with tickets is going to be the price range. So for starting off, especially if you have children 2 years and younger are free, so you do not need to pay admission for them. This also is based off of your day of travel, your first day of travel. So if you're going to be in Disney World for multiple days, if they are 2 at the start of your trip, then they are considered 2 and free for the rest of your trip, even if they have a birthday. If you have somebody 3 years to 9 years old, they are considered a child and would qualify for the child pricing, and then 10 years and older is considered an adult and would qualify for the adult pricing. Same thing goes if you have a child who is 9 turning 10. As long as they are 9 by your first day of travel, then they will have the child price and the child ticket. You do not need to pay a child price for the days that they're 9 and then pay an adult price for whenever they turn 10. They're considered 9 at the day of travel. As of January 2024, when I am filming this, the park tickets start at $109. That is before tax. And the day that you visit the park could really impact the price of the park ticket. The more off-season times, you're going to have a lower price ticket, and the busier times, such as like the holiday season or spring break, you're going to have a more expensive park ticket. So that might be something to keep in mind when you're selecting your dates of when it might be slightly cheaper to go, in addition to any promotions that might be going on. Just for your standard ticket, you can typically buy a 1 all the way up to a 10-day park ticket. It is important to keep in mind that you can save $20 per ticket once you buy 3 or more park days. days. So you do not save as much money if you just buy a 1 or 2 day park ticket, but 3 days or more, you can save at least $20 off of your ticket price. So if you can pay to go a few more days, then I would definitely recommend doing that. So for example, as I looked at the calendar, as of January 2024, when I looked at these prices, the lowest price ticket was $109, and this was in mid-August. So around like August 20th was around the time where I saw $109 for an adult ticket. Now, the highest ticket price that I saw, again, as of today, was around the holiday season, starting like late October, but especially around Thanksgiving and stuff. The highest that I saw was $164 for a single park ticket. The kind of average, depending on the time you go, I would say is anywhere between $134 to $144. Those are kind of your like medium, not the dead season, but it's not like busy holiday season. You can kind of expect to pay $134 to $144 per park ticket. Just for an example, so you can kind of see the pricing, I just picked September 3rd, 2024, and for a park per day, so if you are only doing a single park, then that means that you are paying based on what park you're going to. So less popular parks such as Animal Kingdom might have a slightly cheaper price than more popular parks such as Magic Kingdom. So for example, on September 3rd, 2024, for a single day, Animal Kingdom cost an adult 10 years or older $109. For Hollywood Studios, it would cost $129. For Epcot, it was $119, and then Magic Kingdom was $134. And all of these are before tax. A park hopper for this date was around $188, and then the Park Hopper Plus was around $208. For the same date for a youth, so a child who is 3 years to 9 years old, it was $183 for the Park Hopper. For a single day ticket for Animal Kingdom was $104, Epcot was $114, Hollywood Studios was $124, and the most expensive was Magic Kingdom at $129. So that was just a little snapshot of one of the cheaper dates of what it might cost you for a single day in the park. And again, if you do buy more days, you do get to save a little bit more money the more days you buy. But the most important thing is to keep in mind that the prices fluctuate based on when it's popular to go to parks and not so popular days. So again, you're going to see higher prices if you're going during a busy season, like holiday season, spring break, even the summer might be a little bit more busy, and you're definitely going to see more cheaper options if you're going in those off seasons, such as January, February, or September. And as of January 2024, January 9th to be specific, you no longer need to make a park reservation as long as you have a dated ticket. So let's say that I bought a 5-day park ticket for June 1st, then I do not have to make a park reservation. The exception is if you get any sort of discounted ticket, such as a military ticket, or if you are an annual pass holder. Those tickets that do not have select dates, you would have to still make a reservation. But for your everyday standard ticket, you do not need to make a reservation anymore. The next thing to know is where you can buy your tickets. The easiest thing is if you use a travel agent, they are going to do all of this for you, so you do not need to worry about it. But if you decide that you want to buy your tickets on your own, you can go to the Disney website and you can buy your tickets. Now, depending on what is going on, it might be more expensive than other options, but it might be cheaper. You'll just have to kind of compare prices if that is important to you. I do recommend, if you are not 100% sure of the dates you're going, or if something might come up, it might be easier just to go ahead and buy your ticket through Disney. I mainly say this because if you have any issue that arises during your trip, it's a lot easier if you went through Disney to get that problem resolved and to find some sort of solution. So even if they can't give you a refund for your ticket, they might allow you to put that money towards a visit at a later date. Whereas if you do not buy off Disney, Disney can't really help you if there's an issue that arises. If you do purchase your ticket off of the Disney site, it's important to know that if you're buying just the ticket itself, that you do have to pay the full price up front. So you don't get to do monthly options or anything like that. You do have to pay the full price up front. If you are putting it in a package, then the ticket would be included with your room in a package, and this is something that you can pay monthly or you can make multiple payments towards. You would just have to have that entire package paid off 30 days before your trip. Now, you can go to discount sites such as Undercover Tourist or Tickets at Work. These are two sites that I would recommend if you are looking for a discount site. The biggest thing is to make sure that you are watching for fees, because sometimes the original ticket price might look cheaper than what Disney would provide, but once you actually get to the checkout, they tack on a whole bunch of fees and it ends up being equal or more to what Disney is providing. This is only good for ticket only purchases, so you would have to still buy your room separate. So you cannot do a package through a discount site. And I would also just suggest, now people have various experiences with this. If you had a great experience, I'm very happy for you. If you did not have a good experience, I am sorry. But if an issue does arise and you do purchase a ticket off a discounted site, sometimes it can be a lot more difficult to actually get a refund or to get a solution to your problem, because you have to go through this third party, and most of them are final sales and it's a lot harder to get a refund. My personal experience, so my entire family went last year and we bought tickets from a discounted site. I honestly can't remember if it was Undercover Tourist or if it was Tickets at Work. I had 6 people in my family. Each of us had a 3-day single day park ticket, and my brother ended up getting COVID while we were on the trip and he only used 1 day of his park ticket. He did not use the other days, and we tried to get a refund or to see if we could put the money towards a future date, and the site we used did not allow us to do that. So we just kind of lost the money for the other 2 days of his park ticket. Whereas I feel like if we did go through Disney, they would have been able to at least put that money towards a future ticket purchase. Another thing to keep in mind, that if you are using a discount site, if a promotion comes up later on through Disney, you cannot apply that. So if you use a travel agent, one of the biggest perks is that we kind of monitor promotions and deals to make sure that you get the best price that you can get. So for example, if you were to do a 4-day park ticket and you paid full price, and then a month later they advertise a promotion for a discount ticket, then I would be able to go through, and if that discount applies to the park ticket that you bought, I would be able to make that adjustment. So that is just something to keep in mind, that if there is any future promotions, that you would lose out on that if you do use a discount site. And finally, it is the tips and tricks and advice. So take this as you will. You know what the priorities are for your family. So take this or leave this. I hope that it can help, but if it doesn't work for you, then no sweat. I would strongly suggest that if this is your first time going to Disney, or if this is your first time going to Disney in quite a while, that you do purchase the 1 park per day ticket and to not do the park hopper. Doing a park hopper ticket can be kind of tiresome and it's a lot to navigate. It's not impossible to do, but it's kind of a lot to, like, if you're at Magic Kingdom and then decide, oh, like I want to go to Epcot, you have to hop on a bus, and depending on if they are allowing buses to go from park to park, you might need to take a bus to another resort, and then from that resort then you take transportation to Epcot. So it can kind of eat up a lot of time in your day, and especially if you don't have a lot of time to give up, it might not be worth it. So I would suggest that definitely, if this is your first time going to Disney, or if it's your first time in quite a while, to go ahead and just do 1 park per day. Ideally, if you want to visit all 4 parks, buy a 4-day park ticket, and then be able to spend that day, the entire day, in the park. You can always, like, if you're staying on property, you can always go back to your resort for a rest, but then return to the park again. So just to make sure that you can experience everything that you want to experience. Now, I will say, if it's not in the cards for you to do a 4-day single park ticket, at least, if you have very limited time, I would strongly suggest then to look at the park hopper ticket. I would say, if it's your first time, try to minimum do a 3-day visit, and if it's something that if you know that you want to visit all 4 parks, then do a 3-day park hopper. I would strongly suggest, especially if you have younger children, to do a full day in Magic Kingdom, and then the other parks you can just kind of decide what would be the best fit for you and your family. A lot of people have strong opinions on if Epcot or if Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios is a half-day park, and I honestly just think it depends on what's important to you and what your priorities are. So for example, Hollywood Studios has a huge Toy Story land, and it also has Galaxy's Edge, which is all Star Wars. So if you have a huge Star Wars fan or a huge Toy Story fan, then you might want to spend all day at Hollywood Studios, and that might not be a park that you want to kind of cut back on. Same with Epcot. So a lot of people may not think Epcot's the most kid-friendly park, but there are some great things for kids, but you might find that there may not be enough for your kids, so you might decide to make Epcot a half-day park. Animal Kingdom is when it does close early. There is not a ton of rides to do, so that might be something that you would use for a half day. Or maybe if your family really loves animals and all of that, then maybe they want to spend a full day at Animal Kingdom. I would strongly suggest, in my opinion, that if this was your first time and you had 3 days, I would suggest doing a full day in Magic Kingdom. I would say do a full day at Hollywood Studios, and then maybe do Animal Kingdom in the morning and Epcot in the afternoon. But it does give you that flexibility. If you know you're at Hollywood Studios and it's 1 o'clock and you've done everything you wanted to do, you could just go over to Epcot or go over to Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom to get a whole new experience. So it just kind of depends what's important to you. Alright, so let's say you want to have bought your tickets. Now, what do you do? So the very first thing you're going to want to do is link your ticket in the My Disney Experience app. You can do this if you have your confirmation number. You would just type in the number into your app, and then it will show your park tickets and how many days you have left. The next thing that I would say is consider getting a Magic Band, especially if you are staying on property. You do not have to have a Magic Band to experience Disney and have a good time. It's just a little bit more convenient. If you do have an Apple Watch, you can add your ticket to your Apple Watch and you can kind of use it as a Magic Band. Or what you can do is you can buy like little puck holders off of Amazon or whatever, and then you can purchase a Magic Band and just like take the puck out and you can put it on your watch band and you can just use it like that. My trip that I went on last year, I just used my Apple Watch to tap in for lightning lanes and stuff, and it wasn't a huge issue. I did get a Magic Band for my last trip, and it was just a little bit more convenient. I didn't have to make sure that my watch was set up. I didn't have to make sure my watch was awake or anything like that. I could just tap in, and it was just slightly easier. But do you have to have a Magic Band? Absolutely not. For the life of me, I cannot find my plain Magic Band, but you can basically go as plain or as fancy as you want with Magic Bands. You can get just plain cheap ones. I have a sparkly one, but you can also get a Magic Band Plus. You do not have to get any of these, especially the Magic Band Plus. This is just a little extra. This is what the Magic Band looks like. This is just kind of like a little watch that you would put on, and then you would just tap in to the little sensors that they have to check into the parks, to check into any lightning lanes. You can also use the Magic Bands to open up your door if you stay at a Disney resort, and you can use it to charge to your credit card if you are buying something on Disney property. With the Magic Band Plus, you do have to charge these, and they do come with a little charger. The Magic Band Plus is a little bit more interactive, so they might light up like during parades or fireworks or different shows. You can also go to different statues that they have, and if you like wave your arm, then it will like make a sound, or you'll hear the character talk or something like that. So you can use a Magic Band. I personally think they are just a little bit more convenient just to have it. And normally I have my Apple Watch on one and I put my Magic Band on the other, and I just walk around with 2 bands. But I do think buying a Magic Band, at least a cheaper one, is worth it, but it's not something that you absolutely have to do. If you are staying at a Disney resort, you do have the option to buy a Magic Band ahead of time at a slightly discounted price. So they have a range from like solid colors to sparkly, which is the other one that I have, all the way to Magic Band Pluses, and you can save a little bit of money with that. I believe the cheapest band is like $9.99, and they just go up from there. You do not have to purchase them ahead of time. If you do, you can have them either delivered to your resort or you can have them delivered to your house, but you can always purchase Magic Bands at various Disney stores once you get there if you decide that is something that you want to do. When you're purchasing your tickets, you will have 3 different options for how to receive your ticket. The first is by mail, so they will send you a plastic card and that will give you your ticket. That's all you need to do, and you can use your ticket to tap into the parks. You can also use it to tap into any lightning lanes. You can also pick them up at will call, so you can go to the parks and like visit guest services and pick up your actual ticket that way. Or you can do virtual, where they would just send it to you via email, and then you can just plug it into your My Disney Experience app, and you can just use your phone or your Magic Band and link it, and you are good to go. So you do have those 3 options. Just keep in mind, if you want the physical ticket, then you either need to select the mail option or pick up at will call. Now, if you do select the mail option, it may or may not be a problem, but I know if you have little kids, it might be an issue. They will just send you random cards. So, for example, I went in August with my mom and my dad, and my mom and I both got Tinkerbell and my dad got Elsa. So it's a plastic card. It's not the end of the world, but we know that children like to have their favorite characters. If you want to just 100% avoid that, you could potentially go to will call and ask very nicely for a certain character, and they might let you pick it. If you do virtual, you can use your Magic Band, and you can also add it to your phone. So you can use My Disney Experience app for the mobile Magic Pass, and you can just add it to your wallet, and you can use your phone to tap in as well. Alright, so that brings us to the conclusion of our Disney World Ticket 101. So thank you so much for watching, and again, if there are any questions that you have or any other things that you're going to want me to go more in depth in, please make sure that you leave a comment down below so I know to include that in a future video. As always, I greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button and if you subscribe, and keep an eye out for our future content. We are definitely doing more of a deep dive into Disney World Vacation Planning 101. So make sure that you do not miss that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.